Hello there. I'm History of the Flash, but you can call me JD.
And ahoy, comic book hunter, also known as just Hunter.
And this is a Hero Story, episode 157. Welcome. A Hero Story is a podcast where we talk all things comics. That includes comic book movies, comic book animation, comic book video games, comic books themselves. You name it, we probably talk about it. This week, a Marvel movie came out, Shang-Chi.
And the Legend of the Ten Rings.
And the Legend of the whatever. I didn't see it. Hunter saw it. Due to COVID, unfortunately, I was unable to see it. And this one is not on Disney Plus like Black Widow was.
JD doesn't have COVID.
I don't have COVID.
The area he's in is on lockdown.
The area I'm in has COVID, unfortunately.
Well, lockdown, yeah.
So unfortunately, I was not able to see it, and I guess I won't be able to see it for a few months now. But
few months, whoa.
Maybe a month. Okay,
hopefully. Yeah, I guess so.
We'll see. I mean, COVID stuff changes every day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this episode is actually delayed because we were going to do a full review of the movie, but then
did you print the Daredevil page from Frank Miller's run?
I did.
On your wall?
I did as we were planning the episode. I was literally taping it up while we were talking.
I saw you doing something on your wall, but I didn't see what you were doing. But now I just noticed the honk.
Yeah, it's my favorite page from Miller's run for some reason.
It's a great page.
Yeah, it's the issue where his senses are heightened to the point where it's painful. And
yeah, it's a great issue. I like when he gets thrown through the bar window.
Yeah, he does. Anyways, so this episode's a day late because we were going to review the movie. Then life happened, COVID happened. Harper is also in lockdown where he is, and today he couldn't make it. I know he hasn't been here for a while, but he is going to be returning. But he's on lockdown once again and couldn't.
Black Panther will return in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, sure. So I saw the movie. We're gonna all talk about next. Well, I mean, the people who have seen it are gonna talk about it next week. Maybe it'll just be me again, but I just real quick my general thoughts. I thought it was pretty cool, and I'll save the rest of my thoughts for later on. Yeah, there we go. That's my Shang-Chi review.
Wow, what a great review. I was very on the fence about seeing this movie, but you know what? Now that you said it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty cool. Honestly, like it's a fun movie. The cinematography is amazing. The fighting.
I hate when movies are described as fun. That's a terrible description.
Okay, my bad. It's not a fun movie
I hate
at all.
Fun.
You're gonna go there and you're gonna be like, wow, this is not fun at all. I guess I'll say my favorite scene was the bus fight scene that you see in the trailers. I thought that was so well done. It's very exciting in general. And I thought the first end credit scene was maybe, I'm not going to say what it is, but it's probably one of the best end credit scenes Marvel's done.
Is it connected to Shang-Chi or is it connected to something else Marvel?
Shang-Chi and other things Marvel.
Oh.
But it's, I think Marvel's starting to realize that end credit scenes shouldn't be jokes anymore. I know the Homecoming one's funny with Captain America being like patience, but this end credit scene seriously set up things, like a lot of things. And yeah, Tyler, Comic Boy, he saw it. We talked about it over messaging last night about theories to it. His theory made a lot more sense than mine did for the end credit scene. But yeah, it's just an exciting movie. I would recommend. It's pretty cool. And I don't want to go fully into it. Next week, if we've all seen it, we'll probably talk spoilers. So
due to COVID, I still won't have seen it. But
if you can,
if you want to FaceTime me while you're in the theater at Shang-Chi, if you want to pirate the movie and FaceTime me while you're in the theater, hit me
You'll
up.
Just hear like on someone's phone in the crowd, like, hold on, I'm just gonna make a protein shake.
Hold on, I gotta take a piss.
Yeah,
don't worry, I'll mute myself.
So yeah, if someone wants to risk just calling JD in the theater.
Yeah, if you want to risk a $25,000 fine or getting locked up by the FBI, I'm your man.
Is that really what happens?
Now, you know how like in the beginning of movies, it'll be like,
and
the fine and then the FBI.
Like piracy.
As a kid, that used to scare me. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, look around, like, oh, no one has a camera.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
The FBI just comes busting into the movie theater. I'm watching The Dark Knight at 8 years old. Where is she? The FBI's like breaking in. I'm like, oh God.
As you're getting interrogated, you see just Rachel in the background. Harvey. I hate her in that movie. I think she makes The Dark Knight not that good. Is that unpopular?
I think it was a poor recast. I think that the first actress was much better than the second actress. The first actress being Katie Holmes and the second actress being Maggie Gyllenhaal. They don't even look that much alike.
No, they don't at all.
But I feel like Katie Holmes at least had this like I don't know. They gave her maybe better writing, better personality, man. Like Maggie Gyllenhaal, the entire time I'm rooting for her to die.
Yeah, like, oh wow, you agree with me.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought everyone says Dark Knight's a perfect movie, and it's amazing. It's my favorite Batman movie. I love the movie, but if there's any flaws, it's Rachel. Harvey. I can't Bruce because I'm with Harvey. Like I hate the way she talks, and she doesn't say Harvey, she says Harvey. Like she Shang-Chi was cool. Getting to the small bit of news of the week and small bit of comics of the week. Real quick, this week's comics are Geiger.
Yes, Geiger!
Geiger.
Woo!
Geiger issue something. JD's favorite.
Number
series.
6, you son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. It's also Wonder Girl issue 3, Sinister War number 4.
Oh, Wonder Girl? Oh, I care so much.
Infinite Crisis number 5, and Aquaman 80th anniversary.
Infinite Crisis? 1. What are we?
Oh, sorry, Infinite Frontier.
Infinite Crisis? What is it? 2006? Jeff Johns is writing again?
It is, man. And Aquaman 80th. DC remembered that Aquaman exists, and they actually did a lot with this. So I'll talk about it later. But first, we'll go through the very small bit of news of the week, starting with DC and Warner Brothers finally acknowledging that the Nightwing movie is not going to happen. They officially canceled the movie.
What?
I know.
Nightwing, I was so ready to see that in theaters.
Yeah, announced in 2016, I believe, 2016. It was announced that there was going to be a live.
Was attached to it, right? Yeah.
The director of the Lego Batman movie was going to make a live-action Nightwing movie. Which even back in
2016, I'm like, that's kind of a weird choice.
Yeah, it was. It was just before the Lego Batman movie released, I believe. And he was hyping it up. It's going to be in the DCEU and everything's going to be in theaters. And then that's about all we heard from it. And this past week, they officially canceled it. But the director did say that there is a small chance that the script that he made could be adapted to an animated movie. He didn't really say.
I'm very proud of you for getting through that sentence without making a mistake. You used the big word and adapted.
I did. Proud of you. I was thinking adapted, adaptation. Like, what's the word here?
I'd love a Nightwing animated movie. That would be cool.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what kind of script he's got going on, but that could be that'd be cool with an animated movie.
He did finish the script apparently, but yeah, no, we're not going to see the light of day.
I mean, listen, we knew this movie was not going to happen.
No, God no.
Since 2016, so
since it was announced.
I wish WB would just go down the list and just start like shooting off every movie that they've ever announced to be like, all right, yeah, Deadshot was never going to happen. Joker with Jared Leto was never going to happen. Joker and Harley was never going to happen.
Yeah, Lobo. Can't wait for Lobo.
Black Hawk with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Booster Gold movie? No, I don't think that's going to happen. These are all movies that DC officially announced and said were happening.
Black Canary with Journey Smollett. I'm calling it now. Not happening.
Really? That one actually has a director though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
What about Blue Beetle?
Who watched Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn and was like, you know who I really liked? That Black Canary.
Yeah, the person that wore yellow instead of black. And used
the one who was the jazz singer in the club and broke a glass. Wow.
Yeah.
Give her a movie.
I mean, they could make her better at least, but yeah, no.
Make an Oliver Queen Green Arrow movie. What?
And have Black Canary in that? Yeah. I think the director tweeted out like an arrow emoji, so maybe we'll see Green Arrow, but why not just
that movie's not happening.
Yeah.
Called it.
Well, we'll see. You also said the Joker movie wasn't happening.
That's when I thought it was with Jared Leto.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Do you think the Blue Beetle movie is happening?
No.
Really?
Oh, wait, you're talking about the one with the kid from Karate Kid? I mean,
you just made people mad. I know it. I'm not gonna.
The Karate Kid spinoff.
I don't want to even correct you. I don't want to.
Cobra Kai.
There you go. Okay.
You want the kid from Cobra Kai?
I'm
more of a Miyagi Dojo guy myself.
Do you think that's gonna happen?
That one I give a little bit more of a chance, but even then I'm kind of like, eh.
Okay.
I think they kind of were like, what if we had Miles Morales? And they're like, Jaime Reyes kind of fits like that kind of, legacy type younger role. And I think they're like, yeah, we could do this.
Blue Beetle. Every time we try to make a Blue Beetle series, it gets canceled, but let's try again on a movie. Maybe it'll be cool. Blue Beetle
Rebirth. You were like the only guy who ever read that.
I was, and it wasn't very good. I'm sorry.
The guy who wrote it, his family didn't even read it.
Jesus, yeah. I support Blue Beetle. Well, I supported Blue Beetle Rebirth. I think it was the first one to get canceled out of all the Rebirth titles.
Yeah.
made it like 11 issues or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Superwoman made it to 17, I think, and New Superman of China was like 19. So I think Blue Beetle was the first to get canceled.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, there you
R.I.P.
go. Next up on the news, there was an interview with Matt Reeves, director of the Batman, talking about his version of Batman, what makes him different from the other ones. Obviously, it's a lot younger. This is year 2 for Batman, which we already knew. Matt Reeves also said that his Batman will not kill. And there's a one scene in particular that really talks about how Batman will never kill and why. Granted, a lot of live action Batman says they won't kill, and we all know how that went on the train with Christian Bale. I'm not going to kill you, but that doesn't mean I have to save you. It kind of like kind of feels like you're killing him, but it gives me hope that Matt Reeves is saying that this Batman's not going to kill. He also went on and said that the police situation with Batman, they don't like him at all, but they need him for the Riddler case because they know that Batman could probably solve it faster than the actual like Gotham City Police Department can. So they work with Batman, but they don't like working with Batman. And I like that. I kind of always like the younger Batman stories, year 1 and whatnot, where police didn't know who Batman was, if they could trust him, or some people didn't even know if he was real. And I like that. And it doesn't really make sense when there's been like Ben Affleck, Batman has been in Gotham for 20 years and Cyborg didn't think he was real after 20 years.
That's a good point. I didn't actually think about that.
Yeah, like it's a cool line. Like, heard about you, didn't think you were real. It's like, but 20
Yeah,
years
if it was year 1, maybe.
Yeah.
like that works in the Justice League War or like New 52 Volume 1.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
real, but that's when they're supposed to be starting out.
But 40 years in Gotham and Batman's still a myth. Never showed his face. All right, sure, whatever. DC fan.
Didn't the Daily Planet do a whole Bat Brand story?
Yeah, they did a BVS.
Didn't think you were real. Do you read the Daily Planet?
Victor Stone is still like, oh, this is all just not real.
He goes to Gotham City University with Dick Grayson. He's like, didn't pick up on anything.
Yeah, it's just a whole.
Why does the Robin motorcycle keep leaving from my university?
He's just talking about all these conspiracy theories and like, it's just a myth. It's not real.
Landing on the moon. Didn't think it was real. Dude, it happened like 50 years ago.
There's actual like proof, like the astronauts are still alive. It's like, no, not real. Just like that Batman crap, not real.
I don't believe it. Victor, you're in denial.
Yeah, even when then he gets the cyborg suit, he's like, oh. Turns out this cyborg suit could access YouTube, and on YouTube there's tons of videos of this guy.
I just watched the moon landing. Turns out it's real.
Yeah. I discovered the internet thanks to my cybernetic powers.
Like, I put on YouTube Batman clips, and turns out 20 years in Gotham. There's a lot of clips.
Yeah, he's definitely real, guys. He goes to like his father and everything. He's like, just want to let you know, the moon landing did happen. I did confirm it. Thanks to my new powers, I could access something called the internet. I don't know if you've heard of it, but
and his dad's like, Victor, I have to get back to work. Stop bothering me.
Yeah, goes back. All right. Anyway, last bit of news this week is DC Fandom, which is basically DC Comic Con, which happened last year and was about 9 hours long, and I watched all of it.
Watched the whole thing.
I watched all of it.
I was at work for it, and thank God I was.
And in a way, it was exciting. It was entertaining. A lot of people watched all of it. I was talking to a lot of people online.
I got paid to watch the Batman teaser. Not many people could say that.
Yeah, no.
I was in the break room, and I was like, let me see if I can hook up to Fandom. I'm wearing like the work headphones, and I'm like, yeah, Home Depot, thank you.
It's just like very muffled. And vengeance. You're like, oh.
Like, is that Nirvana I hear? Is that boss music?
Now this Batman looks real.
Victor's like, yep, definitely knew you.
A lot of people complaints with Fandom was, although cool stuff was shown, cool events, it was way too long. And
there's nothing comic related.
Yeah, that too.
Those weird animations were weird.
Yeah, there was a lot of strange fillers to it, of just like Jim Lee just talking about one guy's art for 30 minutes, which is cool in a way, getting tips and whatnot, but let's get on to it kind of thing. So this year it's going to be 4 hours, still a long time, but it's not going to take up your day anymore. And they announce every single panel and project that's happening. So there are going to be secret panels that happen like between certain ones. not yet announced of what time they're going to be happening at, but like surprise announcements essentially. So like a Lobo casting for the Lobo movie, maybe. Anyways, the confirmed upcoming panels that are going to for sure happen are the Batman, Gotham Knights, which is the Warner Brothers Montreal video game, Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League, another video game, The Flash movie, Black Adam movie, Peacemaker show, Batwoman show, Supergirl show, Titans show, Superman and Lois show, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom movie, Doom Patrol show, Batman Batman times Fortnite game, or comic. It doesn't really say. All right. Shazam Fury of the Gods movie, Teen Titans Go show, Super Pets movie, Superhero Girls show, and yeah, that's it.
I can already see myself being bored for most of that.
Yeah, there are rumors. So here, the rumored ones that are going to be like actually talked about that people are speculating is Black Canary movie might get a panel, Batgirl movie might get a panel, Cape Crusader might get a panel, which is the new Batman animated series that was announced.
Remember when Joss Whedon was supposed to make a Batgirl movie?
Yeah,
Farm remembers.
Yeah, that's odd. Gotham PD might get a panel. Green Lantern Corps might get a panel.
Blue Beetle. I want big Green Lantern news, man. I'm dying.
I know you do.
I'm dying for something.
I know you do.
Atrocitus, baby.
Blue Beetle might. Zatanna might. Plastic Man might.
Plastic Man the movie?
I guess, yeah.
They've been trying to make a Plastic Man movie since like 1990.
Static Shock, Harley Quinn, Young Justice season 4, King of Atlantis, which is like an Aquaman show, I think. The Superman reboot might be a surprise announcement. Justice League Dark, and another video game announcement. Those are the rumors, but granted, not all those are going to happen.
Finally, more to the Arkham series.
Featuring
if it ain't a Superman game, I don't want it.
You don't want Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, bro? You don't want to shoot Wonder Woman in the face?
What does Boomer say in that? Like with a terrible Australian accent? He says something in the trailer that's like so badly said. Like his accent's just so shitty. I forget.
I wonder if Harper would agree with that.
Oh, he probably would. He always rips into me for my Australian accent.
Out of every panel, give me I'll go through it real quick again. Give me like your excitement level.
I'm really excited for DC Superhero Girls. Big fan of the show.
I know that. I'm a little concerned over that, but I know you are. The Batman. Are you excited for that?
Of course.
Okay, good. Same. Gotham Knights.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it looked kind of the first time we saw it, but
I
like the idea of the game.
Yeah, me too. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe we could all play it on a hero story.
Maybe it'll be Avengers.
Yeah. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League.
Another one's kind of like it. Maybe it could be fun.
I'd like to see gameplay at least, but yeah. The Flash movie.
No.
Cool. What if so they said for the Flash movie that it's a special preview. It's not a trailer. So people remember like 4 months ago when there was that leak special feature thing?
Oh, it's gonna
be that.
That'd be funny.
All this hype just for that. Black Adam trailer. It's actually gonna show a trailer.
I'm interested only because like I'm frightened that it's gonna be like, can you smell what the Adam is cooking?
Yeah.
He's like raising his eyebrow.
Oh, sorry, not trailer. It says first look at Black Adam. So
I mean, I'm excited to see the suit. I really hope
Me
he can
too.
do an Egyptian accent, but I know he can't.
I don't think he will.
We'll see.
Peacemaker.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I'm not. Why is this happening?
I fucking hate Peacemaker.
Supergirl. I know you don't watch the show, so probably.
Dude,
not.
I'm a hardcore fan.
I know
John
you
Cryer as Lex Luthor is the greatest
watched
casting of all time.
The first 3 seasons.
Watch the first 2 seasons?
Maybe.
I want to say 2 seasons.
Well, Batwoman? Nah.
Yes.
Nah, I know you are, but I mean, my opinion on the Batwoman show is I don't have an opinion on the Batwoman show. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I don't care, but I won't hate it blindly, but I just also don't care about it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like it's just not my character. Titans.
I can't believe that show's still on.
Apparently, Red Hood shoots innocent people. That's odd. Batman retired, I guess, after killing Joker. All right.
Probably because he's old as shit.
Yeah. Superman and Lois. I don't know what they're gonna show for this because season 1 just ended.
Maybe a tease at some villain next season.
I'll watch it, but yeah, maybe casting of the next villain. Batman Fortnite. I know you're down for that.
Yeah, Fortnite. We about to get down.
Oh God, it's so old. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Yeah.
That's a show? I don't.
No, it's Aquaman 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
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 Okay.
I like that. I like Aquaman.
Okay, I love Aquaman, so I'm
we reviewed it on the podcast. I was a fan.
Yeah, you saw it like a week before. Everyone did.
Yeah, Amazon Prime, baby.
Yeah, you got invited to like a little premiere there. I remember that. I was jealous. I remember I was messaging you after asking if it was hype, and you're like, "Yeah, it lives up to all expectations. This is awesome." Just like I saw Justice League in theaters a week before it actually came out, and I was texting you after like, "Bro,
dude, the Flash,
it's so good." You're like, "Is the Flash good?" I'm like, I mean, he's not really like accurate, but there's one scene where he's a little smart. I was just blinded.
Thank God the podcast didn't exist when Justice League came out because we'd have to delete that episode.
I think I saw a post up. If you scroll really far down on Comic Hunter.
And I found my mission for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, you might find my review. Oh God, yeah. Try to find it. It's far. I mean, it's around the time that it came out. So 2017, I think.
Yeah.
One of my first posts ever on my Instagram, Comic Hunter, was reviewing Doctor Strange. So that tells you how long I've had this account for, talking about movies. But now I just talk about comics on there. Doom Patrol. Never heard of it.
Everyone that watches it like is a hardcore fan, but it doesn't really appeal to me.
Yeah, apparently it's amazing, but I also don't care about it.
Like I don't think I'd ever read a Doom Patrol comic.
I've read that. No, I don't think I have either. Actually,
but I'm saying like, I don't think I would go out of my way to read one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, while scrolling on Comic Book Hunter, I find Project Doomsday. Remember that?
Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
I'm excited for Shazam.
Me too. I think it could be good. Teen Titans Go. I mean, I don't hate Teen Titans. I think Teen Titans Go can be really fun. We reviewed the movie on the podcast. I like the movie. Super Pets. Sure.
Why not? Super Pets is dumb.
I'll go see what it's all about.
Oh man, remember when Titans got canceled? This was a good meme. But remember when Titans got canceled?
Not me. I got canceled. I forgot I made memes. And yeah, those are all the confirmed projects. That's the news of the week. I'm afraid that JD's already scrolled down so far to find my first thoughts of Justice League, which I'm afraid. I wonder if I deleted it. I must have deleted it. Did you post your thoughts? You must have.
I probably did back in 2017. Probably.
2017? Jesus.
I'm scared that I did.
You probably did. You must have.
I probably did. And I was probably like, wow, that was fucking awesome. And then everyone in the comments is like, are you dumb?
Yeah, probably. I remember I was watching a YouTube video after that came out, like a week after. And I think it was just like some people playing video games and they were talking about it. And they're like, man, the movie was so bad. I can't believe how, like, I almost walked out of the theater. I was like, what? How could you?
Oh, remember when Comic Book Hunter hit 10K followers?
Yeah, that was a good meme too.
I like that template.
Yeah. Man, Wonder Woman, the first movie, pretty good.
Dude, you were a meme expert back in the day. Don't shots for me. What the fuck he says.
To when series got canceled.
Yeah.
Should I go back to posting memes? Let me know, listeners, because I kind of like my format. It's all kind of similar.
Dude, you were a meme expert.
What does it say?
They got my dick message.
I forgot about these.
You were pretty good.
So I guess for the audio listeners, I made a lot of memes. You want to describe that?
It's Superman's dad from when he became like evil and hated Earth, and it's the picture of the Steven Crowder guy with the change my mind thing, and it says Earth sucks, change my mind.
The one before that was
I commented 3 laugh emojis. 2018 cringe.
So the one before that one that JD shows was it was the Bendis is coming ads that were all over DC Comics when Bendis was about to start Superman, and I posted the Star-Lord being like, they got my dick message from Guardians of the Galaxy.
DC Marvel stuff watermark? What?
Oh, you're deep.
Comic Book Hunter?
Yeah, that was before I was Comic Hunter. I'm in 2018 for you. What are you in for?
2017, brother. I'm about to find it.
It's still in 2018.
Justice League. Oh,
Did you find it?
DCEU Superman added to the official Justice League banner. It's perfect. All right. That's
Oh,
when the banner came out. So
yeah,
now I
that
just go
was
too
after
far.
the movie. That was no, that was after.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because they didn't want to spoil the Superman was coming back.
About to watch
So-
Justice League. I'll be posting my full non-spoiler review tomorrow morning.
Ugh.
I have seen the League unite, and it was incredible. No spoilers. The League itself was the best part. Oh man, look how much you wrote.
I hate this. I'm cringing.
The League
Oh,
itself
I
was
gotta
the
find
best
yours.
part. I'll be going through each character and what made them great. I loved, in all caps, this movie so much. It had several references towards Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and Wonder Woman. Batman,
True.
the leader. The movie opens with one of the most comic-looking scenes of Batman in a movie ever. I actually kind of agree with that.
I will defend that. Yeah, I will defend that.
Straight out of the comics. He's a leader who struggles because he's never done something like this before. He's a badass with a plan. Wonder Woman. The best parts of the fight scenes, in my opinion. Diana is fast and a smart fighter, and she's just the same as she was in Wonder Woman.
This is not the Snyder Cut. This is the theatrical.
Parentheses, which is good. The Flash. Oh boy, here we
No,
go.
no, I don't.
Barry is really funny, though I wouldn't call him comic accurate. He only reminded me of Barry like twice. He's probably one of the most powerful on the team, but he struggles because this is his first real fight. His character development lies in his bravery. Aquaman, entertaining, badass, though the weakest out of the new heroes. He was a great fighter, but probably had the least amount of screen time. You can tell he's new to this whole hero thing, which makes his development of joining the League really good. The underwater scenes got me excited for a solo film. Cyborg. To my surprise, Victor was my fave out of the new characters. Exclamation point. His CGI was actually great, and he had the most character development. He had true purpose in this movie, which, if you asked Ray Fisher, he'd be like, I had no fucking purpose in that movie. Superman. Without spoilers, I can say this. I did not like how he returned, but I loved him throughout everything after that. Superman is my fave superhero and my fave part of the film. He isn't brooding. He is the hope type Superman that we all know and love. Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf was boring. At least you acknowledge that.
Yeah.
He was the only bad part of this film. Only bad part of this film? What?
What is this post? I'm trying to find yours.
Yours is November 16th.
Oh, November.
You commented on it like 100 weeks later. Ha 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 in all caps. I like people in the comments are like, dude, I'm trusting you on this.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't find yours. I'm in November. Did you delete it?
I hope I deleted it.
Where
I don't remember deleting it, but your 2017 rankings. Look at that. Justice League #1.
Over
Ragnarok #6. All right, re-rank these right now. Where do they rank?
Okay, so these are the superhero movies that came out in 2017. Logan #1. I'll do Wonder Woman #2, Guardians 2 for #3, Homecoming for 4, Ragnarok for 5, Justice League for 6.
Wow, the whole list basically turned upside down.
Yep, basically. Why can't I find your?
I pray to God I deleted it. I hope I did.
What would you have posted?
I wonder if I maybe just posted on a story.
November what? Sorry?
November 17th, 2017.
Okay, let's see. There's November 13th.
Yours is November 15th because you saw it a little early.
November 14th. November 14th, 15th.
You got back there pretty quick.
November 16th.
You know, you're even though you say you loved the film, that review is not terrible.
Yeah,
because you kind of go character by character.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I expected. I can't. You didn't post a review.
Let's fucking go. I don't have to be ashamed of myself.
2017. Yeah, no,
I've
you
already
didn't
got enough
post a
things.
review at all. Wow, why didn't you post a review?
I probably just posted on my story then. But I do remember loving it.
Wow.
Thank God.
All right, well, there's a review in Justice League. JD really liked it at first, but I
did. I really loved it. I tried to convince myself this was the best superhero movie. I think I was in denial.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I can't find it. Dang. Okay. Well, back to the comments of the week. Welcome to timestamps that don't happen anymore. So if you just randomly skip to this part, wow, that's incredibly impressive. I'm gonna talk Aquaman real quick.
How was the
DC,
Jeff Johns story?
the best one.
Yes, I
The
knew
best
it.
one. How does he
You
do
have
it?
to
This
admit it.
man is such a good writer, but Ray Fish.
Did Ivan Reese do the art for it?
Just the cover. Ivan didn't do a single story actually.
I didn't know if he would do the Jeff story because they worked together in New 52.
Yeah, Paul Pelletier did the pencils. He did a lot of Titans Rebirth. I remember that. This is one of the better anthology series. So for those who don't know, anthology series come out pretty much every month at this point. It's a collection celebrating a character, usually a character, but nowadays it's also can be told through like a celebration of a character, an event, a race, a sexuality, an identity. It's just basically a ton of little stories into one oversized comic. So this has 11 different stories. Most of them were good. There's only one that I really disliked, but besides that, it was pretty good. The Jeff story is about Black Manta, who is my favorite villain ever. So this you might recognize the art there. It's
oh yeah, it looks familiar.
Yeah, it was called Father's Day, and I expected it to be about Arthur and Andy, but it was about Jackson and David. Yeah. So they every Father's Day, Aqualad asks to be remained alone, and he goes to the Arctic to a place where no one is, and he talks to Black Manta. And all he does is yell at Black Manta to turn himself in. He's like, if you want a relationship with your son, it can be behind bars. I'll visit you. I'll talk to you. I'll be your son. And the whole time, Black Manta's like, no. How was school? He's just trying to talk to him the entire time, being like a regular dad. He's like, hey man, we like meet once a week, or sorry, once a year. Let's just talk about like you. Like, do you have tests coming up? Like, what are you thinking about taking in college and stuff like that? Eventually they fight because Aqualad's like, no, I'm taking you in. This year's different. Cuts off his head, like his helmet, and turns out it's just a robot, like a droid, and the real Black Manta is just watching through the lenses. And
Mecha, Black Mecha. What was it?
Mecha Manta, yeah.
Mecha Manta.
Yeah, essentially. And Aqualad says at the end, my dad wonders why I struggle. It's because of him, because I know he'll never really be there for me. He'll never do the right thing, and he knows that too. But I still hope. I hope maybe one of these years he comes here, and he does what he knows will prove his love for me. He'll turn himself in. And yeah, that was the Jeff story. Pretty good. I won't go through every story, of course. There's one story with Garth, just focusing on Garth. A lot of stories had Garth when he was younger, and they did like the classic suits, like when he wore like the blue. Yeah. So
you said the Jeff story was the best story. What was the worst story?
I didn't care for.
There's always one that's like, why did they put this in?
Well, one I didn't care for it, but I understand why they put it in. It was there was a DC Bombshell story.
Okay, yeah, they did that in one of the other ones. I think
so, like with Bombshell Mara.
Yeah,
that was the one I didn't care for, but I get why they did it.
Yeah, no, I get it too. I think they did that in Green Lantern or one of the.
Yeah, something like that.
One of them had it.
Yeah, there was one with Aqua Beast, who was like a villain. I think it's Aqua Beast. Yeah, Aqua Beast, who was a villain from like the Silver Age, and I didn't care for that one. It was very much like cheesy Aquaman, like doing flips with dolphins and like.
Who wrote it?
This was. Hold on. Sean Aldridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't really care for that. It was very cheesy in a way. There's one that was a little odd, called Between Two Shores by Kevin Scott, which was about it's an interesting story. It's about an Atlantean who found a baby trench with those little monster creatures from Jeff's run.
Yeah.
And raised it as
they're getting their own movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But he raised this trench creature to be good as his son. And then, but eventually, as it grew older, it went insane and killed a bunch of people. Oh. And then Aquaman found it and found out the story, and he's just like, I'm a man of two worlds too. I know what it's like to feel outside and different, not knowing who you belong to. I will defend this trench creature. But it's like, okay, but he just like killed a bunch of people. I don't know about that. So yeah, that one was all right. But besides that, most of them were entertaining. It was a quick read. I enjoyed it for the most part. And the last one was about Aqualad kind of taking care of Andy. Andy being Aquaman and Mura's daughter. She's only like 1 year old, but it's basically Aquaman and Mura have to go somewhere for the day. So Aqualad has to watch Andy. And during that, some pirates attack and they try to kill them. Eventually they do escape and Mura comes in at the end and kills the pirates essentially. And it ends with just one page of Aqualad being like, she could have died and it would have been my fault. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not fast enough. Like, I'm not ready for this. And Aquaman says at the end, well, there was this thing I was working on with Batman. It was going to be for Annie when she's much older, but maybe the right time is now. One question though, have you ever been to Apocalypse? And this is to be continued.
Whatever that'll be, the Aquaman Green Lantern. I mean, Green Arrow story.
Either that or Aquaman, like the Aqualad story coming out. Aquaman becoming.
Oh, right.
That's what I'm guessing it's for. But yeah, I found it like, I guess we're continuing Aquaman stories in the end. So I like that. And yeah, that's Aquaman. You want to go over Geiger?
Geiger, issue 6. Why do I have to take this shit every time I want to talk about Geiger? Okay.
I don't know, man. I hear it's good. I hear it's awesome.
Yeah. You're hearing right. Drew, shout out to Drew, because Drew's the other one who reads it. No, actually, yes. I get a few messages from people who are like, thank you for reviewing Geiger on a hero story.
There you go.
Some guy messaged me, I can't remember who now, but some guy messaged me, are you going to be on the podcast this week? I said, yes. And he goes, oh, good. I'll get to hear a review about Geiger. So shout out to you.
Person that I don't know your name.
I get a lot of DMs, okay? I'm sorry.
Oh, Mr. Popular, okay.
A lot of DMs from Hunter, from Comic Book Hunter.
Yeah. Hey, can you record today? Yeah, is it just
I'm gonna go eat dinner. Okay, me too.
That's like your messages today.
Oh gosh. Okay. Geiger 6 was good. It's very packed full of things because this issue is basically setting up the rest of the Mad Ghost universe. So the Mad Ghost universe is going to be like Jeff's universe at Image. It's going to have like a bunch of different titles in it. Not all written by him. Like,
oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, like
I thought he was writing like several things.
Well, he's at least writing the next one that they're setting up. But like one of them that got announced is called Snipe and Slug. That one's going to be written by Pete Tomasi. So.
And it's set in the Geiger universe?
And it's set in the Mad Ghost universe. What? Yeah. Drew talked to Pete about it at the Comic-Con.
Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
Yes.
I like that.
Anyway, they set up like 6 different events and at the end they give like the it's like a timeline. So it starts in like 1776, which is when the American Revolution happened. And then it goes through like the 1800s, it's every war, right? So 1776, the American Revolution, 1864, that's the American Civil War, 1944, World War II, 1972, Vietnam. So it's like a bunch of different like wars, and it's like different like I guess protagonists. So like one of them is called Junkyard Joe, who made his first appearance in this issue. He's like this like Terminator type robot who was fighting Geiger. But now that's going to be the next title they're doing. It's called Junkyard Joe. So I'm interested. I'm assuming it's going to be like for the Vietnam War. They set him up as a robot to fight the war, but I'm guessing he gained his own intelligence. Jeff is going to be writing that one. But yeah, there's going to be a bunch of different stories. They like set him up throughout the issue. Like they kind of teased each one. So that's why this issue kind of feels like it's more of a teaser than anything. But they did wrap up the Geiger story. And I think they left enough on the table that they can do more with it after the 6 issues. Because I was under the impression that this was going to go on for a while, not just 6 issues. But
I thought it was
at the end of 6 issues, they kind of made it like it's just the volume 1, and then they're going to explore more in the universe. So but they left enough that they can go back.
Sorry, this is issue 5, right?
This was issue 6.
So this is the last issue of a Geiger.
This was the last issue of volume 1, but they're doing an 80-page giant, which Drew was telling me about, which they had an advertisement for in this one that like I think it's going to set up more of the universe like throughout.
But right now Geiger's done.
Yeah, like there won't be a Geiger 7 for a while, I guess.
We won, Mr. Stark. Sorry.
I
Interesting.
thought Geiger was an interesting story, though.
I'll pick up I'll pick it up and trade. Like I promise I will.
I'll mail it to you one day, I'm sure.
Or you'll do that. Sure. That makes me save me money.
For those listening who don't know, that's how I get Hunter to read trades. Like I could ask Hunter to read a trade and he's like, yeah, I'll add it to the list. And I know it's just not gonna get read. So
It
I'll
will
buy
eventually.
it.
Okay.
So I'll buy it and mail it to him. So now he has no choice but to read it.
I read Kingdom Come right when he sent it to me.
Kingdom Come, Superman for all seasons.
You sent me Unforgotten Country.
I liked it. I sent it to you while I was liking it. I read the first 2 issues. I was like, this is fucking great. And then I ended up not liking it.
I didn't actually start.
I thought it got kind of weak. Like the concept's good, but then it went downhill.
Fair enough. Okay. I gotta send you a trade pretty quick since it
is my birthday this month.
Yeah, I'll send you something. What do you want?
I want that honk page.
Done. Okay. You want to just say our address while we're recording real quick?
Yeah. Why not? I live in Times Square. I live in the Statue of Liberty's head.
What do you give, since Geiger's like kind of wrapped up, what do you give the series out of 10?
I give the series an 8 out of 10. I think it's a very interesting concept. I think Gary Frank can make anything look good in art. I think it's an interesting universe. Like I never played the Fallout games, but I think the concept is kind of similar.
Okay.
Like there's a new city in Las Vegas, and that's like their government is there. It's got like a king and all that. Yeah. So like a lot of people online were saying like it's got like a Fallout vibe. And I think the idea of the glowing man is interesting. Like he's like this like legend. Cyborg doesn't believe in him, but I think that was interesting. And then like how he Jeff talked about at the end. He has like in the end he has like a paragraph about like Geiger and the rest of the universe and how they came up with it. And Jeff said like after he had his son and talking with the artist Gary Frank, like about their kids, how you would do anything to defend your kids. And that's the story of Geiger, right? He lays his own life on the line, ends up getting exposed to a nuclear bomb because he's trying to protect his family. And even when he's 99.9% sure his family's dead and has been dead for years, he still defends the cave that they're in the case that they might be alive, because your family comes before everything. Yeah. And that's what Jeff put, like after having his son, like it made him reevaluate things. Like, I put my family before everything. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I think it's a good concept. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And I'm excited for more of the Mad Ghost universe. I like the idea of, Jeff, I think, has great ideas. I think he's a good creative mind. I think what he wanted to do with Rebirth could have been really cool if we could have seen the full execution of it. So, yeah. And he also talked about that him and Gary Frank have worked on, DC books for years, but they never owned any of the characters. So now they get to make their own characters. And it's different when you're making your own characters versus when you're borrowing someone else's. That's I thought that was kind of interesting. And other creators have said that before too. So,
yeah. And a lot of writers are just going to like their own stories nowadays.
James Tynion.
Yeah, left Batman, the biggest comic out, and to make his own stuff. Respect. I'll quickly do Wonder Girl real quick. Just go over it. Pretty good stuff. I like the art.
I forgot that this title existed.
Look at the art though. The art's really nice.
Was there like a delay or something in between issues? I feel like it's been a while since.
Well, I mean, Joel Jones, she does the art and writes it. I don't think there's. Well, there must have been a delay. Yeah, there must have been a few delays.
Yeah, because I feel like you haven't talked about it in a while.
Yeah, this is only issue 3. It is very good. There's like a mini story that's happening with Cassie and Artemis, teaming up, being like, we got to find Yara Flor, whoever that is, but they don't know where to look, so they're just teaming up together. Basically, this issue, it goes over a lot of little Future State stuff. So like this character from Future State appeared. Yara went into this forest with the bus driver for the tour guide who is in love with her, and yeah, they've kissed and everything, even though they met last issue or 2 issues ago. I thought it was very rushed, and a lot of people online talking about this. I went to like discussion threads, are like, well, that was sudden, but okay. Anyway, she goes to this forest and there's a talking like alligator and a talking wolf and this little imp thing that's just like, come to the forest, Yara. There's like good stuff here. You come to the forest, it's your destiny. And the bus driver's like, Yara, no, we gotta go back to the tour. You know, we're not done. Like, stay with me, don't go. And then she ends up going and leaving the bus driver. She looks at the bus driver and says, I'll come back, I promise. Joel Jones is really good with emotion.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I'm just begging her, like, please stay. But in the end, she left the bus driver, who I forget his name. She basically walks into this light and wakes up in Mount Olympus. And now she's in Mount Olympus, which I find very interesting. And that's how it ends, with her being there. It's basically every sort of mythology, whether it's like from actual like Greek mythology or wow, I can't think of another mythology for some reason. Name mythologies. Seriously, are we that dumb? Norse, yeah, Norse is involved.
Thor, come on, you're a Thor fan.
I know, I can't believe
now you have to take down that gore CGC. You don't deserve it.
Okay, hold on, give me a second.
Actually drops it, shatters the frame.
I'm not even gonna risk it because you said that. Keep it up. Basically, a ton of mythologies. They're all trying to find Yara, and she made it to Mount Olympus. That's where she is right now. But the women of Themyscira are hunting her down. So yeah, it was pretty good. I'm gonna keep reading it because I'm enjoying every issue. Real quick, 2 events happened. Infinite Frontier. Have you been keeping up with this?
I fell behind an issue, so that's why I didn't read it this week.
I find it's very much okay. Like, I don't think it's that good as people are saying. That might be unpopular, but it's just a lot of like Justice Society stuff. Issues, yeah, I did too, but now it's just.
You think they're building to a Williamson writing Justice Society? It's weird that I've gotten sick of the Justice Society because they just keep like.
Because they're just gone for so long, yeah. It's just kind of like they introduce the Injustice Incarnated, which is a bunch of villains from other Earths, including Yellow Lantern, Joker, wow, the guy from Kingdom Come, Superwoman from Earth 3, Psycho Pirate.
We live in a society.
Yeah. So, yeah, it just seems kind of okay to me. I don't really care for the Justice Society that much. And it's a very Justice Society focused event. It's just, it has some cool moments. I really like this page. Good reference.
Nice. That's the iconic Neil Adams cover.
Yeah, nice. Exactly. Really good reference. But besides that, I just thought it was kind of okay. It ends with Darkseid coming in finally after being teased for so long. And Roy Harper just letting his Black Lantern powers loose, turning him into more of the zombie-like creature that he was before.
Darkseid, your favorite villain ever.
Yeah, I wish he was my favorite villain ever, so then I could get excited for this. But no, I don't really care for him that much. So
that Fear State checklist is pretty crazy, right? How many issues Fear State is?
Oh, how many is it? I haven't really looked at the list.
It's on the last page of that comic, I believe.
Oh my god!
Look how many titans it has.
Okay, 1, 2, 4.
It like ties through every Bat book, but because every Bat book is like half of DC Comics line, it's like it's got to be like 20 books. More, maybe 20, 30?
36.
36. Jesus.
36 tie-ins. Ugh. Oh god. So, my comic shop this week asked me if I want to Fear State Alpha, which started this week. And I looked at it, and then I looked at the $8 price tag and went, see, I'm good. I'm good. Jeez. I'm gonna read Batman, but I don't have to read Fear State.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read the Nightwing ones. I think that'll be enough.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine. Fear State even like sounds like a cool event. Like it's a Scarecrow center.
Oh event. Yeah, and the Nightwing cover with the Batgirls. Hell yeah, I'm all in. But
it looks.
I don't want to drop $200 on a Bat event, and then at the end I'm going to be like, well, that was okay.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, we forgot some news of the week. The Marvel events that were announced.
Oh, well, you're the news guy. I don't know why you're looking at me like I should know this. Devil's Reign, baby.
Ooh, don't panic.
Okay. I was at lunch when that got announced, so I wasn't on my phone, and one of my friends told me that they announced a Daredevil movie called Devil's Reign. So I was like, what?
What?
So I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, it just got announced. It looks like it's gonna be like Zdarsky's run. He's like, Kingpin's like mayor. I was like, what? I was like, this got announced? So then I get on my phone and I'm like, you jackass, that's the comics. So yeah, Marvel comment section. Everyone thinks it's the movies. Oh God.
I hate that for some reason. Like, I love the movies too. I love the MCU, but oh my god, that
Comic book gatekeeper over here was in the comments right away.
Yep. No, I was just telling people, you know what? This is comics and it's good. There's people attacking me, being like, no one cares about comics. No one's gonna read this. I'm like, I'm gonna read this. Like, a lot of my friends are gonna read this. Like, a lot of people are gonna read this. Just because it's not a movie doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Yeah, the funniest one I think was the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur one. People in the comments like, what the fuck?
No one knew what that was. Even in the She-Hulk comment section was like, I thought this was already announced. Come on. Anyways, for those who don't know, Marvel Comics announced a ton of new events and titles. Kind of just 7 different things. It's kind of 8 because one of them's kind of splits into 2. But going over them real quick, the first one starting in December, I believe. Yeah, December is Devil's Reign, which is oh my god, December. Yo, we're not gonna get oh no. Never mind. I thought we weren't gonna get a Marvel comic, or sorry, a Daredevil comic until December, but no, we're good. Devil's Reign will be what Zdarsky's run's been leading up to. It's the same creative team as most of the Zdarsky Daredevil issues are. Did you get his newsletter on it?
Yes.
I like the way he described it. Essentially, I'll see if I can find it here, but so Zdarsky has a newsletter that JD and I are subscribed to, where he sends letters every few weeks through our emails, and he says, so yesterday was Marvel's 82nd birthday, and they don't look a day over. Comics were better when I was a kid. To celebrate such a semi-monumentum occasion, they did what I always do on my birthday. They put out a press release. So he said, mystery solved.
There we go. So yeah, mystery solved.
Yeah.
As to why the Daredevil title is on pause. It's because Marco and I have been hard at work on an honest to God Marvel event. Here's what happened. Whenever I'd pitch my upcoming Daredevil story to Marvel, they kept sending me bottles of champagne and telling me this is bigger than Daredevil. This is bigger than all of us. So basically, when a daddy/mommy story loves a mommy/daddy sales department very much, they do it. And then a Marvel event is born. Devil's Reign is that event. It's big and cool, and unsurprisingly, Marco is drawing the hell out of it. So,
yeah, that's like that's kind of all we know. Well, and then there's the actual like solicitation that says, all hell breaks loose in the Marvel universe as the Kingpin finally declares all-out war on the heroes in Devil's Reign. Having set the stage in their Eisner-nominated Daredevil epic, Chip Zdarsky and Marco Checchetto's far-reaching crossover event finds Mayor Fisk outlawing all superheroes in New York and unleashing intel on all their dark secrets while pinning Daredevil, Elektra, Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, and many more against his Thunderbolt agents. But in the end, who will reign? So, yeah, looks like new Thunderbolts.
Good.
Avengers Forever is the next event for Jason Aaron, which takes place right after that. Timeless is the next big Marvel event. This is going to be focusing on the Marvel universe as a whole, and Kang seems to be the main character in that. It doesn't really,
and as Comic Book Hunter said in the comment section, whoa, Kang hasn't been something in Marvel for 5 years. I saw your comment on it.
Something like that, yeah. Much like Kang hasn't really been a part of Marvel Comics outside of, I think he last appeared in an Avengers issue in 2014, I want to say. I might be wrong.
Someone's got to correct you in the comments.
But I think I might be right on that, actually. So we haven't seen him in a while.
Tyler right now is like grabbing his fist like this, and he's like,
oh no, I know. But fun fact, Tyler only lists the episodes that he's on. So I'm safe. I'm safe. Tyler, I respect you as a person. He's never gonna hear that.
I'm sending him this clip.
Yeah. So it says the future of the Marvel universe is here, and Timeless is where it all begins. When a threatening new timeline emerges, Kang the Conqueror must fight his way through the coming years to protect the main 616 timeline he's worked centuries to solidify as his own. Jed McKay, Kev Walker, Joe Bennett, Mark Bagley, and more provide a first look at what's coming to the Marvel Universe in 2022 in a story that will prove the future is timeless. Next one is a Wolverine event.
I just looked up Kang on Marvel Unlimited because you could sort it by like.
He has an event on right now. Like he has a series right now. I know that.
No, I know, but I'm saying like He's appeared in a few different things. The Moon Knight Annual in 2019,
What?
Infinity Wars in 2018, the Thanos title in 2018,
What?
Avengers in 2017. So kind of wrong, buddy.
Yeah, my bad.
But hey, like 5 appearances ago was his 2014 one you were talking about. So you were close.
Yeah, there you go.
Give you a half a banana for that.
Oh yeah, we should do that probably soon. There's a X-Men event called the 10 Lives of Wolverine and the 10 Deaths of Wolverine.
Drew is hyped.
Yep, probably. A lot of X-Men people are probably hyped. She-Hulk is getting a series written by Rainbow Rowell, she was mostly a novel writer, but she did the Runaways title, which lasted like almost 40 issues. So not too bad for like minor known Marvel characters. So she's gonna be writing She-Hulk, and it's gonna be regular She-Hulk, not hulked out She-Hulk. So that's cool.
That is cool.
Fantastic Four is getting an arc called The Reckoning War by Dan Slott, who's the current writer of Fantastic Four. Apparently Dan Slott's been teasing something called The Reckoning War for like 10 years.
I didn't realize Dan Slott was still on Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I'm shocked he still is. Maybe this is his big finale. Then Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is getting another series.
People are saying that Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is going to end up being a Disney Plus show. Like, I know a lot of people are trying to get first appearances of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Yeah.
Huh. Well,
I think it's going to be an animated Disney Plus show.
All in all, though, the events sound pretty fun. I'm mostly excited for Devil's Reign, of course.
I'm shocked that a Spider-Man thing didn't get announced, like a big Spider-Man event. Because if this was DC, they would all be Batman events.
Well, Spider-Man's rumored to die, as we know, because Ben Reilly's kind of taking over the mantle.
Say it ain't so.
I mean, people expect him to die in Sinister War, which just ended.
Which is boring as shit.
What a strange event.
Nick Spencer just needs to, like,
tell a story. He needs to tell a story is what he needs to do. So Sinister War was this big grand finale kind of grand finale, set up for the grand finale for the end of Nick Spencer's run. It is pretty much every Spider-Man villain you could think of, except for the ones that you can't think of, all pit up against each other to kill Spider-Man.
The Rhino?
Rhino's in here, yeah.
The Scorpion?
Yep.
No, that's every Spider-Man villain I could think of.
I know. Well, they're in it. It's essentially just an all-out war to kill Spider-Man. Kindred promises, hey, if you kill... Oh, there's Rhino right there.
Yes, Rhino!
If you kill Spider-Man, you get everything you want, essentially. So he puts centipedes in every villain's ears to kind of control them, to like be like, we have to kill Spider-Man right now, kind of make them all crazy. So they all head out to try to kill Spider-Man, and it's just a big fight scene for 4 issues straight with little to no dialogue actually telling a story. Every so often, though, they cut to Mephisto and Doctor Strange talking. So, and Doctor Strange
Are they finally
like,
getting to the one more day shit? Holy fuck.
Doctor Strange is like, you messed with Peter Parker's life. What did you do? Can we fix this? It never gets resolved. Nothing happens. They cut to it again, and they literally stop talking about it. Mephisto literally just says at the end, like, oh, the Sinister War is over. Time to go. And that's it. It's like, so we're not going to get the actual conversation that Doctor Strange came to Mephisto to talk about. We're not going to get to this arc, fixing one more day. The Nick Spencer the Nick Spencer teased years ago in his first issue. We're not going to get to
the very first issue. I remember with the black suit and Mary Jane.
We're not going to get to that, apparently. Why? It's like, and Kindred's still involved. Why is he still involved? It ends with basically Doc Ock. He makes a machine to create this like pitch frequency to kill every centipede in everyone's head. So they're all like, everyone goes unconscious, but when they wake up, they're in control of themselves. And Doc Ock's like, I don't want to kill you, Spider-Man. I just want to be let go. And he walks away, essentially.
This is why the only Spider-Man comics I read are from the 60s.
Boomerang dies in this for some reason. He's the only death.
Bro, I could care less about him.
Yeah, but it was like, okay, you have this character throughout this whole arc, and you're just gonna have him be killed by, I think Morbius kills him, of all people. Yeah, Morbius. It looks like Morbius is the one that kills him. No, sorry, dude, Morlun.
Jared Leto, Morbius.
It's just, what was the point of this?
Why do you keep buying it?
Well, it's done.
And I only got 2 left.
Yeah, it's that's the end of Sinister War. Is there only 2 left for Spencer's run?
I thought you told me that.
I think. I think I'm right. So I'm almost done, and then I'm gonna check out what Patrick Gleason has in store for him. And if I don't like it, then I'm dropping it. If I like it, then I'll keep on. I like Spider-Man. I've been reading a ton of Spider-Man this week. That's the comics of the week. So now we can just ramble about the other book stuff that we're reading.
Yeah.
Like we've both been reading a lot of Spider-Man recently. I'm reading Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm reading Ultimate 6 right now, which is the Sinister Six in the Ultimate Universe, which is very good, way better than I thought it would be. I don't know if you've seen anything on it.
Who's the Ultimate Sinister Six? Is it the same as the
Pretty much,
616?
yeah. It's Doc Ock.
Mysterio, Doc Ock, Vulture.
No, not Mysterio.
Sandman.
So Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman, Green Goblin. So Green Goblin isn't part of the original 60s Sinister Six. Yeah, he is for this. And it's in the 60s. Wait, have you read Sinister Six stuff yet?
Yeah, their first appearance is in the first Spider-Man annual.
So how did they form?
It's such a dumb fucking story, bro. The Sinister Six teams up, and then they just decide to attack Spider-Man one by one. It's like, what was the point of you guys teaming up?
How do they form?
Doc Ock kidnaps Aunt May and Peter's girlfriend, who at the time was Betty Brant.
Yeah.
And Aunt May loves Doc Ock. She thinks he's such a wonderful man, and she thinks Spider-Man's the bad guy, bro. It's so stupid.
So they just form because they want to kill Spider-Man? Is that the reason?
Yeah. Doc Ock is like, man, we've all been taken out alone. What if we team up? So he gets all of them together. And then it's like, we'll put Spider-Man through a gauntlet. He'll face us one by one until he gets all the way to Doc Ock. And it's like, what? Why did you guys team up?
Why? Okay.
It's very dumb.
For Ultimate Sinister Six, they're all in prison. And Nick Fury takes them all to a lab and puts collars on that puts them unconscious and also makes their powers. Yeah, it's literally Suicide Squad. He makes it so then they can't use their powers with these collars, and he puts them all in prison cells, and he's like, "You guys are my Suicide Squad."
You're my Task Force X.
Yeah, but it's really cool. He just has them there to interview them, and the reason why he picked those 6 specifically, Craven's also on the team, is because they all have some sort of genetic powers.
Yeah, Craven's on the original Sinister Six. It sounds like the only difference is Green Goblin.
Yeah, because Ultimate Craven, he has powers.
No Mysterio, but Green Goblin. That's the one switch up, it seems.
Yeah, it seems.
Sandman's on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sandman's actually the only one who's okay with being there too, because Ultimate Sandman can't control his powers and he doesn't like them. So the fact that they give him this collar where he can control it, he's like, oh, this is good. I'm a regular person. So he's actually okay with it.
That's actually kind of interesting.
There's this one scene that, because they're just doing whatever they're told, right? They don't like it. Norman, because as you know, Ultimate Green Goblin, he turns into an actual.
He's a big monster, right?
Yeah, in Spider-Verse, you see him. That's exactly what he is, except he's not that big. But yeah, he's able to use his powers to the point where it breaks the collar. And then Hank Pym is able to he has to make a better color for Norman. So Norman's out of it for 6 weeks, and then he comes back. And then when he comes back, Doc Ock's like, all right, I'm out. So he goes to Nick Fury. He's just like, I'll do whatever you want, literally whatever you want. And so Nick Fury's like, oh, okay, well, we want to use your mind because you're really smart. So we're gonna have you do some tests and stuff. So for a month, Doc Ock just works with Nick Fury, just studying for them as their main scientist with the collar on. And then they take the collar off because after months they trust him, and he kills everyone immediately. Nice. But it's a really cool scene where it just shows because they're just he knows where the arms are, the actual arms, and they're just because he's kind of made friends with everyone because he's been working with them, and Otto's just these arms are kind of interesting. It's hard to explain because it's I could hear them, not a voice in my head, just it feels like they're still a part of me. And it's this whole Bendis page with a lot of speech bubbles of just Doc Ock's face talking. And then you flip the page and it's just a panel page, and the arms have activated and killed everyone in the room, off panel while he was talking. So it is really cool.
You know what's the last Doc Ock story I read?
What?
Aunt May was looking for a roommate, and who who took her out in the newspaper?
Is it
Otto Octavius. And he's Aunt May's roommate. And Aunt May remembers when she was kidnapped by him from that Sinister Six issue, and she's like, "Oh, he's such a brilliant man. I love that he's living with me." So then Peter walks in Aunt May's house, and he's like, "Whoa, what is Doc Ock doing here?" And he's like, and then his thought bubbles. He's like, "Well, I can't let him know that I'm Spider-Man." It's dumb, but it's hilarious. Fucking Stan Lee, man.
Are you enjoying your Spider-Man read?
I am actually thoroughly enjoying it. The only time I don't enjoy it is when Mary Jane appears, because she's the dumbest fucking character. She calls everyone dad, which is so fucking annoying. She says all these weird hippie terms. Like, she's so annoying. In the last issue, she cut her hair, the little curly.
Yeah, you sent me a picture.
So bad. She looks like the Woody Harrelson wig from Venom 2. It's so bad. But no, I've actually been really liking Spider-Man, because I think all the concepts that I love of Spider-Man are there, you know, like at the end of every issue, Peter's just really going through it. He's like, fuck, like it's so hard to juggle being Spider-Man
Like, this
and being
sucks.
Peter. Yeah, he's like, fuck, man, like Uncle Ben died, like Aunt May's always injured, bro. Aunt May is the dumbest character in the run, because she's always like, oh, my heart, every time Peter like disappears for 3 days, and she's like only gets better when Peter comes back.
That's
So,
like ultimate Aunt May. She's the same thing.
So the entire time that like Spider-Man's away, she's like ill and injured, and then the second Peter returns, she's like, all of a sudden I feel better. It's so dumb.
That's again. Well, every time Peter disappears, Aunt May's like, "Where the hell is that kid?" Like, she's going to the police. She's calling all of his friends. She's calling his teachers, and it makes me stressed out.
She'll call like Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy, like, have you seen Peter? And then Mary Jane says some dumb shit because she's a dumb fucking character. Oh god. Harry. Green Goblin's back. So Green Goblin, it's just like Spider-Man Blue, where Green Goblin loses his memory.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So and Norman goes back to real life. All of a sudden, when Norman like sees Peter, he goes to visit their apartment. He like gets like a weird feeling when he sees Peter. Like, he sees a silhouette of him, and in his mind, he sees the silhouette of Spider-Man, because he's the only one that knows Spider-Man's identity. No one else knows Spider-Man's identity. Only the Green Goblin does. So he's like feeling really weird every time he sees Peter, and he's like, I have no idea why I feel this, but like my mind feels very cloudy. So little by little, he's starting to remember. So then he just remembered that he's the Green Goblin, but he can't remember who Spider-Man is. He could only see like the blank silhouette of his face.
Interesting.
So it is kind of interesting, the Green Goblin stuff they do here.
I like that.
Captain Stacy and Gwen Stacy are like now big characters in it. And
Captain Stacy's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. And Robbie Robertson, the guy that works for Jonah.
Oh yeah,
guy. He just got introduced. They had a riot on, or like a protest on Peter's college, and Robbie's son is one of the guys that's like protesting, and they keep making fun of him because his father works for the white man.
Oh, no.
They're like, you're pretty cool. I think his name's what is his name? I forget what his name is, but they're like, you're pretty cool, man, but your father works for the white man. It's like, Stan Lee dialogue is just hilarious.
Perfect Stan Lee dialogue.
Kingpin is a big character in this. Kingpin is like, ever since issue 50, the Spider-Man No More, he's been like the main Spider-Man villain. And Spider-Man just keeps calling him fat, and he's like, it's not fat, it's muscle, and then he beats the shit out of him.
That's literally an ultimate. It's the same thing.
He's like, I don't know, it seems like blubber to me, and then Kingpin's like, argh.
That's literally the exact
interesting. Kingpin, one of Kingpin's goons said something about his wife, and he got like really pissed. So the early hints of like Vanessa, you know what I mean? Like, Stan Lee was thinking it back then. But I've been enjoying it. John Romita art is great. Like, you know, I obviously love Steve Ditko stuff. John Romita is like the perfect Spider-Man artist. You know, like all his panels are just so good.
Yeah, no, he's mostly known for Spider-Man too. So
yeah, John Romita Sr. But yeah, outside of Spider-Man, I mean, now that I'm reading Invincible, my Spider-Man will probably slow down. Like, I just hit issue 70 or 71, so I'm getting along pretty good. That's not bad for Silver Age.
I'm probably gonna pass you for Ultimate pretty quick here.
Yeah, well, now I'm on Invincible, so I'm just gonna focus on that. But I started Invincible finally. Hunter's been begging me. I read the first 3 issues. It's the greatest. It's the greatest indie comic of all time.
It is. It truly is. It is the greatest superhero comic of all time.
I've only read 3 issues. It seems very normal so far, but I know it takes a few issues to heat up. But
Keep
I'm excited.
in mind, it was going to get canceled, and then at issue 10. And then
Now
Robert
listen,
Kirkman.
I'm excited. I know like everyone that I've ever heard talk about it, like just head over heels for it. So
Literally, it is
it's
truly.
weird that it took this long for people to appreciate it because I feel like it's been around for a long time.
It ended, I think, in 2018. I think.
Yeah,
So yeah, it has been a while. So you're reading digital right now,
digital,
Comixology,
yes.
right? What's your plan for after you get to the end of Comixology?
Right. So I just got Comixology Unlimited today
Mhm.
because I have a 3-day weekend, Monday holiday in the United States.
And Canada.
Oh, and Canada. I didn't know you
Yeah.
guys celebrate it. Okay.
I'm back.
3-day weekend. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna read some comics. I'm gonna read some Invincible. How much Invincible can I read in 3 days? Caleb, I'm coming for your record. Anyway, Comixology Unlimited only has the first 53 issues of Invincible included, and then after that you have to pay for them. So I'm assuming if by issue 53 I'm anything like you and Caleb, I'm gonna be like addicted.
Yeah. Oh, let me look up the cover for that. Let me see if I can remember what.
53 is the last one they have, so 54 would be the first one that I have to buy. But I think that if I'm like really enjoying it that much, I'll probably just buy the compendium like on Comixology.
Oh yeah,
They're pretty cheap.
You should want to continue probably. Yeah, it's in the blue suit era. I'm sure you've seen the blue suit.
Yeah, the black and blue one.
Yeah, so it gets Caleb. I think it was Caleb who said it's very much like. It could be someone else that said this. It kind of reminds you of Spider-Man's black suit era. Like it's a lot more of a darker take on Invincible.
Interesting.
But it's good. It's still entertaining. I wonder when the Conquest fight is, because that's when it gets like, ooh. I think it's right after. Yeah, no, it is right after. So you're gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm at least gonna read the first 53 issues. I mean, by then I should know, do I like the series or not? And this month I'm planning to do a lot of indie comic reading because on Comixology Unlimited they got like a lot of the first few arcs of things, and I'm gonna try a bunch of different things out. So Something is Killing the Children, very popular series right now. They have the first 2 volumes of that, the first 10 issues. So I'm gonna check that out because I think that can be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I want to read some Ed Brubaker, Criminal, and The Fade Out, and probably Sex Criminals, Chip Zdarsky. I'm just gonna read like a bunch of different things this month. Like my monthly reading log is gonna be a lot of indie stuff because I was thinking, someone DM'd me and they're like, "What indie stuff have you read?" And I was like, Once and Future,
Geiger,
Undiscovered Country, Geiger, and then I was like, "Damn, what the hell else have I read?"
Archie.
Archie, yes, I'm a big Archie enthusiast. Jughead's my favorite. But I'm like, damn, I haven't read enough indie. Like, I should be able to have more indie books under my belt than that. So I'm like, all right, you know what? This month I'm gonna dedicate myself.
No man, I'm the same way. I should probably read some more indie in general. I
Right,
went
like
to the
outside of
bookstore.
Invincible, what else have you, and the Sonic stuff, obviously, but like what else have you read that's indie?
Sonic the Hedgehog, Archie, Sonic the Hedgehog, IDW, Sonic Universe,
Invincible.
Invincible.
We want to be indie creators. We gotta get into that indie industry. We gotta read that stuff.
I've read Stride,
read Stride Ascension. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it is. Yeah, I haven't read too much indie comics.
There's a lot of stuff that I want to read that I've always heard about that I'm like, that sounds good.
The Nice House on a Lake, so good.
Oh yeah,
so good.
Isn't that DC though, or no?
Yeah, but it's not in the
Label?
DC universe. Like it's just
it feels indie.
DC. Yeah, like I keep forgetting that it is DC. Last
like
Ronin. There you go. There's an indie one.
Last Ronin. There you go.
That's a great one.
My point being is we count on one hand, the indie titles you've read. So it's like, I want to diversify what I read. Like now I've been reading so much Marvel stuff, which is great because my reading history has been very DC heavy. So I balanced it out with some Marvel, and as have you, and you've probably gone even heavier in Marvel now.
I think I might have, yeah.
So now it's like now I'm gonna have the full trifecta,
Exactly, yeah. I guess
I read Books of Doom. That was great. Ed Brubaker, Doctor Doom Origin.
Ooh.
They can, if they wanted to do a Doctor Doom like introduction, like if you wanted to introduce that he's already exists in the MCU, Books of Doom would be the perfect way to do it. And the ending like gave me chills.
I'll have to read it.
Yeah, very good. When it's only 6 issues. It's like like Doctor Doom's origin.
Yeah.
So it just basically starts like when he's a little, like when he's born, basically, to when he becomes Doom.
I like that.
Yeah, it spans over 6 issues. The ending gave me a little bit of chills. It was good. I liked it.
Okay, I'll check it out probably this month
That,
because
that
I am
was
getting Comixology. Or no. Sorry,
Marvel
I'm getting
Unlimited.
Marvel Unlimited this month because I'm reading a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man, and I only own Ultimate Spider-Man trades up to around 87 issues, and there's 160 in total, around there, I think. So
Yeah.
I gotta read the rest. I looked up the rest online. They're all out of print. They're going on eBay for hundreds of dollars. I'm like, oh my god.
Finally, he's come
I
to
have
the
to
dark
get
side.
Marvel Unlimited. Yeah.
Finally.
I have an iPad, so
it's gonna be great on an iPad, I'm telling you.
So my plan is to read all of Ultimate Spider-Man for the rest of the month. I'll be reading probably that Book of Doom. I want to read Doctor Strange the Oath. I've heard great things about that, and it's out of
it's on my list on Marvel because you could like add stuff to your library to read. It's on my library.
It's about like Doctor Strange takes a bullet and he doesn't know who shot him, so he's like trying to find who shot him while at the same time he's like dying. So it sounds interesting. And apparently it's like considered like one of the best Doctor Strange stories. It came out in like 2004, 2006.
I found the trade of it for like $5 at a store, and for some reason I didn't buy it. I don't know why.
That would have been good. Yeah, I went to a bookstore today actually to look at any comics to see what they had. And I saw Kraven's Last Hunt was there. And Kraven's Last Hunt is out of print everywhere. Like
second favorite Spider-Man story.
I really picked it up and I'm like, is this real? And then I looked it up online and they're all going for like $160 online. I'm like,
shit,
you could
even resell that real quick.
Yeah, if I wanted to. I'm like, this is real. Yeah, I'll buy it. I also bought Wonder Woman Dead Earth. I went to this bookstore's indie section. It's like a bookstore, it's not a comic book store, so they didn't have too much. But I was hoping to get like something Saga. I really want to get into Saga, but they didn't have volume 1. They had volume like 2 and 3 and 4, but not 1. So
that one's on Comixology Unlimited, at least some of it.
Yeah, I'll pick it up eventually.
What's cool about Comixology Unlimited gives you 30 free days of the trial, while Marvel Unlimited gives you, I think, 7 days.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 7-day free trial for Marvel.
Read Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man 1 week. Okay, gotta find that out.
But after that, like, it's only $5 a month is what I pay. So
okay, that's not bad.
It's not the most.
Wonder Woman Dead Earth, I read in one sitting today. That was really cool. It's that I forgot the name already. Daniel Warren.
That's like the Black Label, right?
Yeah, it's dang, who's it by? I sent you who it was by.
You sent me the artist.
And the writer is the same person. Daniel Warren Johnson. He did the Beta Ray Bill book that I love so much that just came out. So I wanted to read this. It's about like an apocalyptic, like Mad Max style world set hundreds and hundreds of years in the future. Wonder Woman was in a coma and she just wakes up and she's like one of the last living people alive. She's the last superhero alive, essentially. And it's basically her, she like has foggy memory. She's trying to figure out how the world got to this, how it can be fixed, and how she can save the world again. Basically, it's very brutal. It's very dark. It's sad, and it's like, yeah, this is Black Label. Like, it's definitely not like your regular comic. It's very bloody, and the reason the world went to hell is pretty messed up. I won't say it in case people want to read it because it is quite the twist. But yeah, you find out how like Batman died, how Superman died, how a lot of other heroes died. Superman's death is brutal. Batman's death's actually pretty nice. I liked it. He dies of age essentially, so I like that. I don't like Batman being killed. So, or at least dies from like he didn't experience pain. At least they kind of hint that he was old. But yeah, would recommend. And that's basically what I read.
I remember last time we were talking about stuff we were gonna read. I mentioned Eternals. You
read it.
7 one. I read it. And
isn't it like 7 issues?
7 issues. I felt like I asked people going in, a few people that I know that know Eternals, and I was like, is this something that I could start with, or do I need to have baseline knowledge? And they're like, nah, you could start with it. Reading it, I mean, it's kind of like they explain stuff. They explain the history of the Eternals, the Celestials, all that shit. But I felt like you kind of need to have knowledge to appreciate the story. You know what I mean? The whole time I'm reading, I'm like, I don't know, maybe if I was a hardcore fan, it would be better, but I don't know. It's also John Romita Jr. art, which it can be boxy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'll check it out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not for me. I mean, listen, I wanted to be able to say, though, Eternals is just not for me.
Yeah, now you can actually say it because you've tried.
I've tried.
Yeah, I dropped the current run, so I could say Eternals, not for me. I'm sure the movie will be great. But I'm mostly watching the movie for the Celestials, not the cast of Game of Thrones. So yeah, that's what we read.
Oh, one more. What if Aunt May died? It was a what if. What if Aunt May died instead of Uncle Ben?
Oh yeah.
Also written by Ed Brubaker. Very interesting concept.
Doesn't Uncle Ben go to prison or something?
He does.
Yeah.
So basically, May gets killed in the home invasion. Peter goes after with his Spider-Man. He reveals that he's Spider-Man to Uncle Ben, and Ben's like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And then he's like, "I'm going after the guy who killed him," because he like it goes over the radio like where he is. So he goes and it's like the same thing as like the movie, like he goes flying out the window, but it's because he got scared. It's not like Spider-Man pushed him. So Spider-Man goes up to the ceiling, but Uncle Ben was following him. So when the cops get there, they see Uncle Ben like standing next to the broken window, and they think Uncle Ben pushed him out the window, and they're like, "Why couldn't you have let justice deal with this?" Like, and Ben sees Peter up above him, and he's like, "She was my wife. I had to do it." Like he takes the rap. So Peter ends up going, because he's only 16 at the time, he goes into like a foster home, and it like fucks him up. Like he keeps going from foster home to foster home. Like he doesn't become, he never gets his "with great power comes great responsibility" speech. He's using the Spider-Man powers, but he's not using them for the responsibility factor that he needs. He's visiting Ben in prison. He's having a really bad time. He ends up like homeless on the street.
Wow.
So he eventually becomes like the Spider-Man hero, but again, he doesn't have like the responsibility factor to it. So it's different. But Ben, and he tries to break Ben out of prison, and Ben like won't go. And he's like, "No, like I have to do this the right way now." Like he basically gives him the responsibility speech right there in the prison cell. And Peter like finally starts to get it. So in the end, he ends up where regular Spider-Man is, right? With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah. Ben even becomes like his oracle at the end, but like when he gets out of prison, he becomes like an oracle type, like assisting him. But it's like such a different path for him. It was an interesting concept. Also written by Ed Brubaker. Brubaker's a good writer.
He is a good writer. Made by Barnes.
Yeah, cool. I like what if. What if always. I love what ifs in anything. Like any kind of flip on a scenario, always cool.
Are you watching the show?
Yes, I watched the Doctor Strange one finally.
Oh yeah, what'd you think?
It was great.
Yeah, it was the best one by far.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna beat that too. That was really good.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, I mean, Jane Foster's Thor started as a what if as well. So, exactly. Some of the what if titles end up being like, "Huh, that was a good idea. Let's just do it." Yeah, it is a cool idea in general, and
even the original What If series from the 70s has some like really like obviously that's where the Jane Foster one came from. They have one that's like what if Captain America came out of the ice in different decades, so you get to see him in the 60s, 70s, 80s, like that kind of thing. What if Captain America was elected president? That's a cool one.
I've seen one I've read one. I think Frank Miller did it, or at least he did the art of what if Daredevil joined S.H.I.E.L.D. That was a weird one.
That was a weird one.
It was like a green suit.
Yeah, that was a very weird one. That was in the Frank Miller books. Yeah. What oddly wasn't in the Frank Miller trades was the one "What If Elektra Had Lived," which is also done by Frank Miller.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. What If Gwen Stacy Had Lived? That one, it's good. There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's cool to see the Marvel's kind of coming back.
I've actually still haven't checked out the DC version, the Dark Multiverse ones. Like Tales from the Dark Multiverse. It's like Flashpoint, or I haven't read any of them.
I haven't either.
I probably should at some point. Like they have a trade of them now, so I could check them out.
Yeah, it could be cool ideas in general.
I've heard like they're pretty good. Like they have a Hush one.
Someone like What If Barry didn't sacrifice himself?
I don't know. I don't really know.
That's one of them. Okay.
I don't really know what the concept is, but
fair enough.
It's a what if type thing.
Yeah, just a different take on a story.
Yeah.
Changing one thing. All right, that the episode, or
yeah, that about does it.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boom.
You want to do your outro?
Yeah, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, we appreciate a 5-star review. Anything less, we don't want it. If you're listening, you want a 3-star review?
Yeah,
who the fuck is going to listen to a show with a 3-star review?
Come on, guys, 5 stars.
Come on, guys, 5 stars. If you're listening on YouTube, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a subscribe. I don't really care if you hit the notification bell. I don't like when YouTubers ask for it, to be honest. When they're like, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I'm posting videos. Hey, don't tell me what to do, jerk.
I mean, you can if you want.
No. I'm making a point here. I don't like when YouTubers
Just
ask
so
me.
you know, most
You
of
do
our
it if you want
listeners
notifications, but if
aren't
you don't want
actually
notifications,
subscribed.
oh, wait, when they pull out the statistic,
Yeah, we look.
65% of the people watching aren't
What if
actually
I go
subscribed.
look at our statistic? I wonder how I do that. I'm not gonna do it.
It's probably just a Google search. Anyway, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff that makes Hunter happy.
I work hard.
Anyway, for Hero Story, I'm JD.
I'm Hunter, and thanks for being a hero.
And remember, every second is a gift. Goodbye.
What?